always want to stay interactive with our members, and we want to make sure you get to know about all the information that's happening here. And even if you miss it, we send updates and those type of things. So if you're not following like our Instagrams, it's a great way to stay connected with the club. It takes only a few seconds of your time. So you know how I always want to make sure you guys are engaged. A decentralized currency is something that is not regulated by a government. A government currency is called fiat. So fiat is just a government-backed currency. That's fiat right there because it's backed by the government. Before we understand what crypto is, does anyone know about how crypto came to be? So what happened was in the 1940s, our US dollar used to be based on, it used to be gold-backed. It was the gold standard. And the gold standard means that money can only be produced if the US gave gold. And that's how money got its value, because it was backed by gold. But what happened was, raise your hand if you heard of the Great Depression. It was one of the worst economic times ever in US history. It was a time where people could barely afford food, provide themselves so many more homelessness than ever in the history of America. And during that time, FDR, the president, he decided that because the US needed so much money to restore that economy, they had to get away from the gold standard. So instead, it became based on just money. So like printing it out, that type of thing, getting loans, and it no longer was tied to gold. And when it's no longer tied to something, then is it as valuable? Exactly. So as time went on and on and on, people started noticing the US was circulating more and more money. And that's why inflation goes so high. That's how you see the government being able to print trillions of dollars without any type of, I'd say, accountability type of thing. It just, they print, and they can do that because they're not on a gold standard. So picture this, I forgot to bring a dollar, but picture this as like a dollar, right? Then when money keeps on getting printed, imagine the value of this dollar, it doesn't actually get ripped. But I want you to picture the value of the dollar goes down. Because you print more money, supply and demand is the root of every economic thing. So if there's more supply, then what happens to demand?
It goes less.
It goes less. And that's why a dollar will be worth less when when the government prints so much money. Inflation basically happens. There's a lot of other things that contribute to inflation, but that's one of the biggest things to inflation. And why I'm telling you this is because crypto was started because they didn't want to see an unlimited supply of money. They wanted an asset that could be limited quantity, that there was only a certain amount of it. And that's what drove the demand for crypto. Now we're going to talk more about what it is, but now you understand why something like crypto would be created. Recently, something big has happened. You know how I always am looking out for opportunities for you guys?
Yes.
So recently, my vice president and I went to the Kennewick School District admin building, and we had a meeting with the superintendent. And when we were talking, we're now establishing services where they will be providing access to, they're gonna promote our program at the school. You normally see for sports like football and stuff, but for the very first time, they will be doing it with like a school life club like this, and it will be really huge for opportunities. And the biggest thing is that now they're monitoring our attendance, because this could even lead to more budget for our club and our program to make sure that you get even better prizes, more competitions, and books, and more resources to make sure you get the best education possible. Now continuing on for our crypto unit. So what I want you to think about crypto, I want you to visualize this. Everyone knows what gold is, right?
I didn't see it, sorry.
So I want you to see it as kind of like a digital gold. It's not backed. It's not like, it doesn't have a certain government or anything regulating it. It's as we talked about, decentralized, so there's as I said, no government backing it up, and there's a limited quantity. Thing is that crypto can do transactions digitally. gold trading, that's not as effective as Bitcoin, trading a Bitcoin, that type of thing. So I want you to think about a digital gold, but the biggest thing is that when you think about it like that, if gold does the same thing, gold has been used as a currency from the very beginning of civilization. It's been used for centuries and centuries as a currency, and it has that extremely valuable component to it. It's something I can actually touch. Like I can buy a gold chain, I can buy a gold bar. That's very different from buying a digital coin. The only thing that gives value to Bitcoin is the people. It's really, yes, it's a currency that can be traded digitally, but picture this. It's like if I decided to come in here and go like, I create my own type of currency, say, let's just for fun say cash winners, right? And it's this currency and I say, look, because you're all part of this club, I'm gonna give you each this currency. You can do, I give each of you 5 cash winner dollars. And I say next week that I'm going to bring certain gifts and things where you can exchange those cash winner dollars for these items, or you can keep it and take a bet that it's going to grow in value. Basically, you're trusting me because I said these are one of the only, like I said, if I gave 100 to all of you guys combined, and I said there's only 1,000, and they're throughout the entire school, and these can be traded for value, or you can hold it for the long term. I've created a currency, right?
Yeah.
Limited quantity, that's the same thing how crypto became popular, except one aspect, which was it came to the rise with the internet, and then some person was like, what if I take advantage of people being scared of inflation, and I make this a limited quantity of coins and tell people these are worth value. The creator of Bitcoin, but he gave some to his friends, then they started holding, then other people started hearing about it, and it kind of built up to a pyramid scheme, right? And that's one of the biggest things we're going to discover into the crypto unit. I'm not saying that like crypto can't make people money, but when we're talking about puppet masters, like I said, there's so much things that are hidden from you. When you see these crypto influencers on Instagram, all these people, they're either being commissioned to say that, or they own it and they want you to just keep on buying it, because truthfully, as I said, the people give it value, and that's called speculation. Like just assuming that the price is going to be super high, and that's what gives it its volatility. What it means is that the price spikes up super high and spikes up super low. If you want the full truth about crypto, then come to these meetings. For the next few weeks, we will be doing crypto analysis, really making sure that you each understand what crypto is, because it's sad. It's sad that so many kids see it as this get quick rich scheme because of these influencers and everything, but it's not. It's a pyramid scheme. People are misleading, but most people are so embarrassed by their losses they will never post it or anything, and that's why you don't see it on social media. Whereas those people who show, they show like they're in that Lamborghini, whatever, and go like, I made this because of crypto. It's all just a lie, basically. Even look at Elon Musk. He pumped up Dogecoin. He made probably millions, like millions and millions of dollars. It's what happens when kids, parents, and people don't get educated on financial education, and that's why I feel so strongly on keeping these classes, making sure that you're one of the few, like schools don't have these type of programs to teach about crypto, the stock market, those type of things. You should take this knowledge to the fullest ability to make sure you do make those smart decisions, so that you're not one of those people who lost like their life savings, that type of thing. Okay, thank you. So yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it is called the present. We don't know what happens tomorrow, we don't. But we do have control over what we do today, because we could be, who knows, like we could be sick, we could, life happens. So when you want something, go and get it, because you only have one day. Other than that, thank you so much everyone, and have a good day.